Hi everyone, welcome back to week 3 of reading pop culture and the Rhetorical Act. So this week for reading pop culture, it was chapter 1, the paired readings, and so the paired readings, they discuss certain social media platforms and how they are used to advertise news, and they use certain stories that there are certain celebrities that use these apps. And one of the apps that they talked about was Snapchat, which is basically a digital messaging app for, I would say, the millennials, the younger generation. And they use this app to gain more popularity and to get their news across and to feed off to others. It is a platform used by many in this generation, including myself, and it is reliable because it is basically first account news. And the second reading focuses on Venmo, which is a digital app used to pay others. You can transfer money through your phone, and it can be put directly into your bank account. And the example they use is how it can be followed, or how it can be used to follow the progress of somebody's life, basically. And so for the Venmo one, they gave a really good example that I actually really liked. And it's kind of, if you think about it, like today's generation, it's kind of scary how one can follow you so easily through an app that you would never think that would happen. So this one girl, basically, she had a friend but lost contact with her, but she had her on Venmo. So she basically saw how her previous friend's relationship grew throughout the years, or the months. So one month she sees her friend paying a guy for a taxi, and then the next month it's a payment for a fancy dinner with a smiley face. So she saw her relationship evolve through Venmo as time went on, which is kind of scary, like I said. Somebody can track your life through payments. Personally, I trust Venmo more. While Snapchat is like firsthand news, the news could be fake, like it could be false, just like everywhere else. It is coming from that person itself, but at the same time, they could be getting false news. They can be getting false, like, what is it called? False evidence or false accusations. Just, yeah. With Venmo, if you are a user, the money is sent directly to you. It can be put directly into your bank account, only with a 25-cent transfer fee. It's it's just more direct than Snapchat is. So that was the paired readings for reading pop culture. And the second part, the Rhetorical Act, chapter 11. So it's titled Understanding Evaluation. So critical evaluations are marked by thoughtful scrutiny, which is basically like your gut reaction. And there's a difference between evaluation with emotion and with efficiency. So basically facts and feelings, basically. So for an example, you could say, I really like that movie. And the fact, so that can be your emotion. But through fact, you can say the way that movie was directed was great. So you are using the way others have worked on that to influence your opinion, not just your emotion. So we have come to rely on judgments, like as humans, we have come to rely on judgments of trained critics just because we're so used to being bombarded by rhetoric every day and feel as if we won't get like the correct answer, we won't get the truth. So this chapter helps us form our own intelligent judgments so we don't have to rely on others. And that's ties along with the fake news. If you rely on others, fake news can be brought into that. So first, there are 4 different standards that we can take when we are making our own judgments. So the first one is the artistic standard. So this one focuses on means, on ways in which rhetoric is poetic, basically. It is basically a measure of how skillfully, artistically, or creatively a rhetorical act attempts to alter perception, So basically, like your view on it, or create a virtual experience. And then the second is a response to standard. This one is an evaluation of a rhetorical act in terms of effectiveness. So how effective was it to the audience? It tends to raise ethical problems, though. It sometimes can applaud rhetoric without regard for its accuracy or its social consequences. So an example of this is beer commercials, for example. So most tend to run during football games, collegiate football games, like just for it is appealed towards a young audience at college games. So they're creating connection between sports and alcohol when like within young crowds. So the third is accuracy standard. It measures a similarity between the reality presented in the rhetorical act and the reality presented in other sources. So this standard also has limitations because there is no simple way to verify the truth if you are just a bystander. So like another fake news tie-in. And the last standard is called moral standard. It is necessary and judges whether rhetoric helps or harms, whether it promotes social harmony or discord. It judges the long-term consequences for rhetoric of society. So these 4 standards are key when trying to become our own critics, and we must be aware of all aspects when trying to inform ourselves of the truth. And these 2 readings teach us to take into consideration all aspects and to just be aware of what we think the truth is. Thank you.